I want you to win, but I don't want you to win more than me. Now I see if you win more than me, now I got to question your sexuality.
Yeah.
I got to question, how black are you? Because, bro, I'm like, come on, man. I mean,
but that's cause you fools on other networks, which we gonna become fools next year. We be working on that network. But Oklahoma City and the Cavs been balling for 6 months.
Looks like the drama behind the scenes at ESPN just got real messy. People were confused. Charles Barkley suddenly getting big offers, while Shannon Sharpe seemed to be falling off. At first, it looked random. Charles rising up, Shannon laying low. But now, it's way deeper than that. Leaked audio and insider chatter are exposing a shady twist. This might be about jealousy, sneaky sabotage, and a major power play that totally backfired. Sources are now saying Shannon Sharpe may have secretly tried to stop Barkley from locking in his ESPN deal, all while his own career was going through it, thanks to a wild lawsuit and some serious off-camera slip-ups. But here's the part that's really blowing people's minds. Charles Barkley is known for going rogue with his hot takes and even dragging ESPN at times. But instead of punishing him, they're giving him more power. No fines, no drama, just green lights. So now everyone's asking, why is ESPN standing strong behind Barkley while slowly pushing Shannon out the back door? And the biggest question, was Shannon really out here trying to get Barkley fired? Is this just straight up jealousy? Or is something way deeper going down at ESPN? Let's get into it. Word is, Shannon Sharpe hasn't been too happy ever since Charles Barkley started popping up more and more on the ESPN radar, and honestly, it makes sense. Barkley's raw honesty, loud personality, and major fan appeal made him a no-brainer for ESPN after TNT lost the NBA rights.
He said the Lakers, first of all, the Lakers have had a great 2 weeks. He said the Lakers saved the NBA season. That's because them fools on the other network, which we're going to be working with next year, that's all they talk about.
Meanwhile, Shannon's been facing serious heat. That lawsuit from a young woman, just barely into adulthood, put a huge spotlight on him. With his image under fire, and Barkley rumored to be stepping into a major role, Shannon was feeling the pressure big time. Now here's where things get messy. Insiders say Shannon tried to work behind the scenes to block Chuck from joining the network. Straight sabotage, and the wildest part?
And I've been going back and forth with TNT for the last 2 months, whether I'm going to work 2 years or 3 years. But if I really wanted to, I could stay for 7 years, which there's no chance of that happening. Zero.
People are saying he even tried sliding some of Barkley's old dirt to ESPN execs, hoping it'd scare them off. But it didn't stop a thing. If anything, it blew up in his face.
I'm not taking no job, and I know how, number one, the most important thing is how much I'm going to work. That's been my biggest gripe, to be honest with you. Like, well, how much am I going to work? I mean, the notion that I'm going to work more as I get older, that's just not going to happen.
But here's the real twist. While Shannon was busy trying to dig up Chuck's old dirt, the truth is, Barkley's so-called controversies aren't even ancient history. They're recent, they're loud, and everybody's seen them. And guess what? ESPN doesn't care one bit. Let's rewind to 2022. Charles Barkley locked in a monster 10-year, $210 million deal with TNT. Huge move. But even with that crazy check, Chuck made it crystal clear he wasn't planning to stick around forever. He straight up said he's only got a couple more years left in him. Then he's out. He told everyone he's about keeping his peace, not breaking his back for any network. And if anyone thought Chuck was playing nice, think again. He threw some slick shade at how ESPN runs things, saying, "I ain't gonna be working like no dog, like Stephen A. Smith." That wasn't just some offhand joke. It was a clear shot. Barkley drew the line loud and clear. He's not signing up for that nonstop ESPN hustle. Now you think a jab like that would have ESPN backing off, right? Nope. They still rolled out the red carpet for Chuck, handed him a spot in their NBA coverage, and even gave him creative control.
I've been telling y'all that for 2 months. Hey, ESPN, I love you guys. Don't try to make Anthony Edwards the face of the NBA. The face of the NBA is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Joker, and Giannis. You can't give it to people. They have to take it.
But Barkley isn't exactly clapping for ESPN's plans. He's got major doubts. He's worried they're going to mess up the inside the NBA vibe. Too many ads, too much structure, not enough real talk. And it's not just fans who are stressing. Media insiders, critics, even Barkley himself are saying what everyone's thinking. ESPN's gonna ruin the magic. Let's be real, this ain't new. ESPN's known for being too polished, too corporate, and always trying to steer the story their way. People are nervous for a reason. And this shakeup might not go the way ESPN's hoping. TNT let Chuck be Chuck, but ESPN, they've got a whole different playbook.
Ain't nobody, they can't fire me. I make too much money to get fired. So they can't fire me. First of all, they fire me, they got to pay me for 7 years, and I'm going to quit way before then. But if they want to fire me, I would love for them to do that.
You got to fit the mold, stick to the script, and keep everything clean and polished. And that's not Charles Barkley's style. He even called a TNT spinoff pilot the stupidest ish I've ever seen. And yes, he said that on the record. Anyone else would have been shown the door for saying something like that. But not Chuck. He's still got his spot. Still untouchable. Even after he publicly slammed ESPN for hyping up Anthony Edwards as the NBA's next superstar before the guy even proved he could show up under real pressure. No suspension, no warnings, no corporate fallout, just business as usual. Now picture this. Shannon was reportedly about to land a $100 million deal. Then came the lawsuit, the IG Live slip-up.
Let me tell y'all something.
Tell me something.
And first of all, I want all the smoke. I don't whistle when I walk by the graveyard or anything like that.
I don't whistle when I walk by the graveyard.
That's right.
I like that.
Hey,
one.
man.
I'm stealing that one.
The Lakers are doing great.
And whispers of drama inside ESPN. And just like that, things started slipping. Meanwhile, Barkley, who had just finished trashing ESPN's own way of doing things, gets handed a bigger role, full protection, and treated like a king.
Come on, man.
In all sincerity, I'm extremely embarrassed that a very, very private, intimate situation, the audio can be heard.
Of course, Shannon's allegedly feeling some type of way. The double standard is loud and clear. But here's where it gets extra shady. Word is, after Chuck found out Shannon had been trying to block his ESPN money, that's when he went live and said he's too expensive and can't be fired. And no cap, he really said that on air. That one comment, it shook the whole building. It wasn't just Barkley flexing confidence. It was a warning shot, a power move. Chuck knows exactly what he brings to the table. And more importantly, he knows ESPN needs him right now. That's when the insecurity creeps in. Instead of fixing his image, Shannon's allegedly playing defense by going after Barkley, but it's looking desperate.
And like I said, even though the name changes, the engine is still the same. And to that new network we coming to, we're not coming to F around. And since it's the last show, I'm going to say it. We're not coming to F around. We kicking out, we taking names, and we taking over.
Not smart. And now word is, Chuck found out about the behind-the-scenes shade, and he wasn't having it. Sources say he told folks close to him he's not here for Shannon's little games. Barkley's not the boardroom type, but when he's heated, you'll hear it. While Charles is locking in a multi-year bag, staying on air and not breaking a sweat, Shannon's career is turning into a real-time lesson in self-sabotage. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, that $50 million lawsuit. A woman named Gabriela Zinga came forward, accusing Shannon of serious misconduct and threatening behavior, saying she was just barely an adult when things allegedly started. We don't know all the facts yet, but the lawsuit hit hard, and it gets even messier. Just weeks before it all went public, Shannon went live on IG and forgot to log off. That clip, let's just say, it did not look good. Let's just say that IG Live moment showed some real questionable behavior and gave folks even more reason to give Shannon the side eye. One commenter didn't hold back, saying, "Shannon Sharpe ruined his own career and has no one to blame but himself." Another nailed it with, "Sounds like Shannon mad because they gave Barkley his raise." Sounds like a little jealousy to me. The internet's going in, and they're not being gentle about it. Now let's dig into what people are really saying. Jealousy. Plain and simple. Charles Barkley is a legend, whether you rock with him or not. He's consistent, hilarious, and raw. And here's the game changer. Chuck ain't coming to ESPN solo. He's bringing the entire Inside the NBA squad with him. Shaq, Kenny, Ernie, the whole crew's rolling through. Even TNT's production team is packing up. Same set, same crazy vibes, same unfiltered energy, just with ESPN's logo slapped on it. While Shannon was scrambling to hold his spot, Barkley was out here plotting a full takeover. Think about it. ESPN didn't just bring in one man. They brought in an entire show. That's not a step up. That's a straight up replacement. Insiders are already talking. Barkley's new setup might become the centerpiece of ESPN's next NBA era, possibly pushing Shannon and a few others further out the frame. And here's the kicker. There's talk that Chuck might even get a say in who's on the new talent roster. That's real power, real pull. The kind Shannon used to have, but clearly doesn't anymore. And get this, a wild theory is picking up steam. What if ESPN wants this beef? Controversy pulls views. Drama keeps eyeballs glued. With both Shannon and Barkley trending non-stop, ESPN might just be sitting back, letting it all explode while they rake in the numbers. Meanwhile, Shannon's credibility is getting hit from every angle. And to make it worse, he's out here being petty. Word is he's fuming over not getting a pay bump to match Barkley, and insiders say ESPN's been quietly benching him since the lawsuit surfaced. And people online aren't sugarcoating it. Barely legal young girls, he deserves everything he's getting. Don't hate, you blew your own bag. Cold words, but the internet's buzzing, and people are starting to spot a pattern. And speaking of patterns, let's shift to someone else Shannon's allegedly blaming for his fall. Shaquille O'Neal. Yep, here's the plot twist nobody saw coming. Shaq and Charles Barkley are both sliding into Shannon's lane at ESPN. TNT might have lost the NBA rights, but Shaq and Chuck, they're landing real soft, straight into ESPN's prime spots, right where Shannon thought he'd be. And if you've been paying attention, you already know. Shannon and Shaq been low-key feuding for years. There's been petty shade, slick comments on air, random interview digs, even little IG shots. It's been brewing slow, but now, it's looking like Shaq might have been playing chess the whole time. A leaked audio clip popped up just weeks ago, and it's explosive. You can hear someone who really sounds like Shaq talking to a known media fixer, someone who specializes in digging up dirt on public figures. And the voice says, "Find me something real on Shannon. I know it's there. I want the stuff that sticks." Yikes. Right after that lawsuit dropped, Shannon's empire started crumbling, one brick at a time. Coincidence? Or something planned? You decide. With all the heat already on him for shady off-camera behavior, it turned into the perfect behind-the-scenes storm. Now, ESPN execs are keeping it polite in public, but behind closed doors, word is they're quietly moving Shannon out. Barkley's new NBA studio show already got the green light, and rumors say he's getting a say in picking the next wave of talent, which could mean Shannon's seat is in danger. Let's be real. Why would ESPN stick with someone pulling in negative headlines when they've got Barkley, who's pure ratings gold? ESPN's riding hard for big personalities. That's why they scooped Pat McAfee. That's why Stephen A. is on screen every time you blink. And now, Barkley's the new golden boy. Sources say his name is popping up all over ESPN's internal pitch decks. They're pushing him as the everyman of the NBA, the one who speaks the truth, cuts through the corporate talk, and still brings in ad dollars. And once again, instead of fixing the mess, Shannon's allegedly trying to play defense by targeting Barkley. But let's be honest, it's looking more like desperation than strategy. So what's next? Charles Barkley's locked in. He's already said he's retiring in a couple years, but until then, he's riding this ESPN wave and stacking that bag stress-free. And best believe, he's not losing sleep over Shannon. Now Shannon, if he doesn't make a serious move and handle that lawsuit, this could be the start of a real fall-off. He had a solid run, no doubt. But right now, it's giving fall from grace. Still, let's keep it real. This might not be the final chapter. Shannon's still a name, still got fans, and if he cleans up the mess and flips the script, he could pull off a Joe Budden-type comeback. But let's not sugarcoat it. His ESPN spot might already be slipping away. So here's the real question. Was Shannon really out here trying to block Barkley's shine? Or is all this drama just a cover for his own career crash? Is ESPN making the right move by betting big on Chuck? And can Shannon bounce back? Or did he fumble the bag for good? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This drama is heating up, and we need to talk. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and stay tuned for the next deep dive. Because in this media game, one slip up can end it all.